Hey guys, welcome to our weekly connection for Nomad Tribe and Team Ohana Hala. We are so excited to have you here. This is our monthly recorded session. Our normal weekly ones are just a live connection, no replay. But this one, I'm super excited. We have a special guest who will be joining us here in a few minutes. But it is like the last week of school for a lot of people, including us. We have our final day is tomorrow for my kids, and they get out like super duper early. So can't wait. But today, hopefully our air conditioning will be fixed. Please send up a prayer for all of the things. We've had 3 major issues in the last couple weeks, and so I think they're all going to be fixed by tomorrow. So that's exciting. And if you have been following along with the Power 30 mornings, I hope that the prompts have been going well for you and you've been enjoying that. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, and maybe you're not part of our Nomad Tribe team group, you can find all of the replays for the Power 30 on my YouTube channel. Every weekday this month, we have been going live at 5:30 a.m. Pacific, so 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, for just 30 minutes of concentrated effort. And we are following our 90-day goal challenge list, where we write our 3 things that we want to get done. I pointed 2, but I meant 3. Our 5x7 checklist and a brain dump. So every weekday this month, we have been doing a live prompt for just to give you guys an opportunity to have engagement on your social media platforms and to be able to grow your network organically and engage your current audience while being able to find ways to get new leads and make new social media connections. So day 1 can be any day that you want. You don't have to wait for the first, you don't have to wait for a Monday. You can start your day 1 today. So don't feel like you are limited to your mood when you feel like you want to start, because that can get you caught up in a whole lot of you're never going to start, right? I am like sweating my face off in here. It is awful. I have so many fans going and it's just not enough. So that's great. But it's also Phoenix and 84. It's only supposed to get to 97 today. It's not quite going to get to 100. Oh, so anyway, we've got some more people coming in here. But thank you guys so much for joining us. And if you are watching the replay, I can't wait to hear what you think. But like I said earlier, I know that so many people are dealing with like last week of school or just the end of school in general, whether it's this week or the next couple of weeks. And this time of year is just chaos. And we are so excited to have our guest on today. Her name is Anja, and she is a superstar director, and she is just a freaking gem. But she homeschools. She also you run one of the classes, right? Like one of the co-op classes? No? Yes.
No. Yes. Yes. I actually direct the 7th grade group. So this year I've got 8 students and I direct them all year long, teaching them 6 different subjects.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I'm hearing really bad.
Oh, are you? Okay. Is
Yeah.
that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. Anyway, so if you want to just tell us about yourself and like dive right in, tell us how you maintain your success throughout the entire year, having that much constantly being around, the kids but playing still, having that time for playing and work.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So, really it's going to come down to kind of making sure you're setting time out for your business. But at the same time, there's really never any balance. Like, I really wish I could say there's so much balance over here. There's not. But my thing, because I am a homeschool mom, is making sure I'm not just teacher, but I'm also mom, right? So summertime is a little bit easier. But I made you guys an acronym. Okay, so I made you an acronym. I hope this helps. So I'm gonna, because I'm a homeschool mom, so acronyms, this is what we do to remember things. So your acronym is going to be SUMMER. Okay, that's the acronym, SUMMER. So our S is going to be stop using your kids as an excuse. Okay, stop using your kids as an excuse. You can work your business and have your kids home at the same time. It is possible. When I actually started Sensi, the same year I started Sensi was the same year that we started homeschooling. So You can do it. Okay. It is possible. So started from my little essential self as a homeschool mom. All right. So stop using your kids as an excuse. Our business revolves around sales, sponsoring, and coaching. Those three things over and over and over again. Okay. So really, it's not like you don't know what's coming. So don't act like you don't, oh, I have to have 500 PRV if I'm a leader. No, we knew this. Okay. So we need to go ahead and we need to make sure we're setting aside time and making a plan. My kids just got ice cream. Sorry. Zachariah, you got to stop talking. That's great. Yes, that's a lovely worm. So we just left the park. But we know what's coming. So you need to be able to plan for that just a little bit. Okay. So I have days where I literally just plan what I'm going to put in my mail outs. And that's all I do during that time. I plan it, I print it out, and then I can set it in sections to come back to. Okay. So involve your kids. All right. Stop using them as an excuse. Involve them. They can do a lot. We underestimate our children very, very often. Okay. And set time aside. I do 1 hour a day where I'm just focused on Scentsy. During that time, my kids are usually playing electronics or they're watching a movie or whatever. And I'm focused solely on Scentsy. Other than that, I'm going to fit it in wherever I can. We just left the park. They have ice cream. I'm here doing a training. We're parked in the back of a parking lot. It's okay. You can do it. All right. And then really just make a small plan. So I like to plan out what I'm going to do and what I'm going to focus on each day. So like Monday is going to be my mail day. We're focused on mail. Tuesday is going to be my team day. I'm focused just on my team. Wednesday is going to be where I'm focused on all of my party hosts and booking more parties. Okay. Thursday sponsoring conversations, all the sponsoring conversations and club. So that way I know that each day I have one major focus and then I'm not all over the place because I'm all over the place anyways. Next, your U is going to be underestimating. Okay. We got to stop underestimating our kids. Our kids are so capable. When I started Scentsy, my youngest was 3. He was putting labels on things. They can put labels on things, okay? They can sticker things. It's not going to be perfect. It's okay, all right? When I was brand new, I didn't have cute little felt circles. I would go to the dollar store and I would get a felt sheet. My 7-year-old would cut it up. It was not in a perfect square. It was a whole hot mess, but he cut it up. The next kid would dip it in wax. The next one would put it in a baggie. It can be that simple. And then take pictures and let your customers see it. Let them know, listen, it's not going to be perfect, but it's packaged with love. They love that. You're getting your family involved. They're seeing it. You're putting it on social media, but you're also showing other moms it can be done, which is so big because so many people think they can't do it, but they can. So take time to teach your kids what to do, whether it's stickering something, putting samples together. I'm getting ready. My oldest, he doesn't know it. He's right here. But I'm getting ready to teach him how to write my customer emails and my team emails. I have a template. He's 13. He can do it. What good typing practice? Okay. So all of the ideas, but stop underestimating your kids. All right. Your first M in summer is going to be motivation. Use your kids as motivation. Dreams do not work unless you do. Okay. Let them see what hard work is. Let them see that what you're doing, because it is so cool, right? For them to be like, wow, look at my mom, look at my dad putting together these things and doing all this for their customers. Use them as motivation to show them what hard work can do. Okay. Then I promise you, when you hit the next milestone, they're going to be celebrating just as hard as you are. My little one was asking me, how far are you from annual sales? Because I use them as my motivation. They see what I'm doing and I'm doing it for them and for their future too, right? So again, set that 1 hour a day. Maybe it's 30 minutes. If that's all you got, that's okay. Set that time to focus by yourself on your business. And then go ahead and fill in the rest, but use them as your motivation to show them we can do hard things. Okay. Because like nowadays, everybody wants an easy way out. There's not an easy way out. We have to do the hard work. So your next M is going to be magic. Show your kids the magic of Scentsy. All right. Luke,
I'm trying to shut them off.
you're distracting me. The doors are open. So they're not going to shut off. There you go. Show them the magic of Scentsy. You want them to have those oh moments. Okay, we'll just fit that right in there. Use their ideas. My oldest one is great at coming up with ideas for reels. He loves to help with those things. Okay, use them for ideas for captions. Make it silly. My youngest, I had him pick a wax once. My customers, I think of this post all the time because they loved it. And I was like, pick a wax, Zach. And he's in my stories and he just smells a bar and he lays down, he just puts it right on his face. And I'm like, okay. But if it's that good, then they're going to want it too, right? So then I posted the picture in my VIP group. This is Zachariah's Tip Tuesday. Zach says that this is the best bar and they love it. So involve them as much as you can. But then also, once you do that, let your kids know. Everybody loved your idea. They loved the scent that you picked. Way to go. Have them help you put boxes together, packages, whatever it is. Use your kids, okay? Show them the magic of Scentsy. When we have new products coming out for licensed movies, we take that morning and we watch that movie. And then we look at the Scentsy products that are coming, okay? So let them enjoy the magic of Scentsy because it is magical and there's something for everyone. Let them share their favorite products, their favorite scents for summer, whatever it is. This is maybe Isaiah 6-pack, or this is Luke's favorite 3-pack. Go ahead and do that and share on your social media. Your customers are going to eat it up. I promise. And then your kids start to feel the magic too. Your E, earn, okay? Let your kids earn some money by doing some Scentsy work. When my youngest was small, we would go to the dollar store, okay? And we'd let him pick out something from the dollar store. It's not expensive. Thank you for helping mommy with stickers. Now we do $1 per age. So my oldest is 13. He gets $13 a month to help with Scentsy work. They now come to me. You got any Scentsy work I can do? Because they want that cash, okay? Let them earn. That's a huge thing. If they want to go have ice cream in the summer, well, let's get some Scentsy work done first. Bribe them. Bribery is okay. We are never above bribery for our children, okay? I love that. Perfect. I have stuff to do. Yes, be quiet. There's not a B in summer for bribery. So let them earn though, because that is so helpful. Okay. And we need that as business owners too, right? We need them to earn some money and earn some helping us out. The last one for R is responsibility. This is huge, and this is going to help you throughout your whole parenting life. So you're welcome. Okay. Just ahead of time, you are so welcome. Your kids need responsibility. We're lacking that in the United States. Give your kids some responsibility. Okay. Is that early? Hush. Lord. Share the responsibility around your house. So not even just with your business, with what needs to get done, but your house too. Your little one can switch the laundry from the dryer to the couch. It might take them 4 trips. That is okay. All right. Let them do that. Let them help you. It's not going to be perfect. That's okay. But you, I hate to break to you, you're not Superwoman. It's exhausting trying to be Superwoman and you will burn out. You've got to share the responsibility, okay? Let the perfection go. Yeah. Share the responsibility with your kids. It doesn't have to look, it's summer. Like your house is lived in. That's okay, all right? That's okay. They can, what? Yes, Wonder Woman can do that, but that is not us. We are humans. We are not Wonder Woman. So we're not going to snap and make our house clean. It doesn't work like that. They can vacuum. They can have chores, okay? They can do things. It's okay to give them responsibility. They're home. You are not their maid, all right? They're home. They need to keep up with things, all right? It's okay, because it's a lot different having your kids in school all day versus them being home all day. They make a mess everywhere they go, right? But we can do things together. So learn to teach them how to do things. Let go of perfection, okay? We're going to get through this together, all right? But hold them accountable. You are a team. That's what you are. You're a team. Hold your kids accountable. Okay. So those are all the things that I have for how to make summertime work, how to make it work in your business, and really just staying consistent through it all. And consistency doesn't have to look like getting your mail out on the 1st every single month, because that does not happen in my house, but it gets out. It's going to get out. It might not get out until, I don't know. I think I have like 3 mail outs just sitting on my counter waiting for a stamp right now. But those people will get extra samples, okay? And I will let them know. And just be honest with your customers too. I'm doing the best I can. We got a whole lot of stuff going on. just like your customers do. They have a whole lot of stuff going on. There's room for so much grace as long as you're honest and you're consistent. Okay. Take care of your customers, treat them like gold, and just show up. That's it. That's what I got for y'all.
Awesome. I love it. Does anybody have any questions about her awesome summer acronym?
Yeah, give me the questions. Let me know. I'm on my phone, so I'm trying to read the chat at the same time. The green ones smell like salad. That is very true. That's true. Yes. My husband says everything smells like Zest soap, so he's really no help. But my kids are way better at describing things. We don't let him do lives more.
That's so funny. My husband is so good at lives. He's got just this amazing, he can pick out all the little details. And I'm like, I don't know how you spell that. I smell fruit. Like,
yes,
he can tell you all the different fruits. And I'm like, that smells good or bad.
I love that. That's so good. That's so good.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions or other suggestions? Maybe anything you can add on to how you have found success during the summer months when your kids are home?
Yeah. Oh, Cynthia S was just stop using your kids as an excuse. We know that our business is comprised of sales, coaching, and sponsoring people up. So we know we need to set time aside, plan it out. We know what's coming. We just have to make it happen. So stop using your kids as an excuse. That was the S for summer. So yeah, I think consistency really is key in all of the areas. And then, one other thing, one Scentsy story a day. I guess I could go with your S if you wanted to. One Scentsy story a day. So one thing about Scentsy in your story. It can be a tip, it can be whatever, but make it so it's unique to you and not a flyer, because everybody can share a flyer, right? So make it unique to your life, one Scentsy thing a day in your story, and then also just share your life. That's what people want to see. That's what they connect to you, is you sharing your life. So yeah.
And I think an important thing to note too is summertime also involves travel usually, right? You want to disconnect, make a plan for when you have those things coming up in your calendar. Like, you're going to go somewhere, have your plan in place, look at the dates you're going to be gone and know, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to prep for this so that you can, if you need to, completely disconnect, but you're not disappearing.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's good. I was actually just talking to someone because we're getting ready for our Cabo trip, right? For the incentive. And I'm like, okay, but if we each pack 2 Scentsy things, we can share Scentsy while we're gone. Like, as we're using it, showing them this is how I travel with Scentsy. And then making a plan for like your VIP group. We're putting all of our parties in the very front part of our month so that we can relax in Cabo. We're even planning like a what happens in Cabo box to give to our customers and to sell that out. So, just making that plan and trying to think a little bit ahead, which I'm not really a planner. We kind of just go over here, but thinking like that, I still need my business to run. And I know that what I do in June is really I'm going to see the fruit of that labor in 3 months. Yep. So I can't just piece out in June, because then in 3 months I'm screwed, right? And that's not okay. So just remembering that too, I think is huge.
Yeah. Brandy on this call, she's also going to Cabo. So Brandy, are you going to do a special themed box as well for your customers?
Yes. Like, if you don't have one, you can jump in on the what happens in Cabo. That's so fun.
I'm trying to think of one. My boxes have kind of slowed down, so I was starting to do quarterly ones now. But I was trying to think of something to do, either a box or bring something home for people that ordered while I was in Cabo. So still kind of getting that together. But it's an idea. I like the what happens in Cabo. That's pretty cute. That's a good idea. So I'll see you in Cabo.
Yes, that would be awesome.
That's fun. You could also ask your customers, hey, do you want an exclusive box to celebrate my trip? And you can make it sound, there's only so many spots, make it just feel really exclusive.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Exclusive is what is going to be like the kicker. That exclusivity, making it very special. I like that. Or even if you do it within compliance, a mystery host type party while you're gone. So that's, my customers love that all the time.
Yeah, I remember when we were on the cruise, a lot of us did that same one of, hey, you want to get cruise spoiled? Order through this link while I'm gone. And
Yeah.
you know, you'll get something special from me. And what I just did a postcard and something that I had on hand. So I wasn't even out any money besides whatever the postcard cost. So that was just simple and fun. And they got a Jamaica postcard.
I love that.
Hey, question for you with the mystery host. How often do you do that?
Oof. I usually save them for like a J month. But I did do one last month because I was so close to annual sales. So I try to do them maybe 3 times a year. So that it's not so much. I don't want people expecting it. But that it's always just a special thing for my VIP people.
Yeah, I did one last month too, same for annual sales. And then I didn't want to just keep doing it so much. So I usually average like twice a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thoughts, just didn't want to overrun them with it. And then they expect it and they save all their orders for then.
Yes, we don't want that. We don't want that.
Yeah, keep the expectations low.
Yeah.
I'm Brandy. I'm planning to, so I did mine at the end of April too for annual sales, and it was amazing. That's the first time I've done a mystery host party. And I was planning to save mine for the end of July when we're in Charlotte and do kind of the same thing. That way I can close out whatever the sales incentive piece is at the same time as like bulking up July, since we'll be gone. Like my family's going to be gone 10 days because we're driving. So
Good idea.
it'll be hard.
Part of July and the end of July. So I really only have a week and a half to get July going. And then we come back. I don't know how other states are, but we start school August 3rd. So that's fun.
Fun is a American's term.
Like, that's quick. My goodness.
Yeah, Arizona only gets like 2 months break.
Wow. That's really quick.
Exactly.
It's really quick.
Well,
Keep it down, please.
I don't see any other questions in the comments or in the chat box. Do you have anything else to add before we let Anja go?
I just want to say thank you. This, so last June, I quit my day job and started sort of homeschooling this year. And it has taken me until like 2 months ago to figure out how to like give my kids attention and give my business attention. And luckily though, like my kids are little, so I got a set of pattern blocks and I sit them on the floor of my office and they build pattern block designs while I'm doing mailings or samples or something. So little things like that. So I appreciate you.
Yes, absolutely. Just trying to fit it in, I think, is like one of the biggest things. And then Zachy, keep it down. And then I do have office hours, right? And I like refuse to talk to anyone on my team after 4 p.m. Like that has been really crucial for me because I do need that family time. My husband's military. And so he's randomly gone and he's deploying again this fall, but that is where my sanity comes in, to where I can just chill out, hang out with my kids, be silly, and just leave work where it's at. So it's good.
That was a hard lesson
really
a couple years ago, was making sure those boundaries were set in place. Because if somebody had a question, it felt like an emergency to be able to answer it. And there's no sense of emergency ever, you guys. And I want you to remember that. And, you know, my team knows, like, if you text me and it's after like my kids get home from school, if I have a chance, I will get back to you. Otherwise, you'll hear from me the next day or two. And if it's super urgent, ask on the team page, call support, or text me again to remind me if it's been over like 24 to 48 hours, because life happens. Sometimes my messages get marked red and I didn't see them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we are so much more than Scentsy. Like Scentsy is a huge part of my life. Yes, it does provide a great full-time income, but like I'm also so many other things too. So that's okay to be. It's okay to be something other than Scentsy. You can still have goals, still be stout, and be mom, and be wife, and be friend, and have an actual life outside of Scentsy. It's just a portion of you. So those boundaries are huge.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, Anja. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for having me. It was nice talking to you guys.
Awesome. Well, we're going to make sure
Thank you,
out
Anja.
of your video.
Yes, it was so good. I loved the summer. I loved the acronym. It was so, so, so good. And like validating for me, because I think I do a lot of the same things, but sometimes it's just nice to hear that other people do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, maybe like it is fine to just keep doing the things the way that I've been doing them, because it's what works for me and my family. And
Right.
so yeah, I'm the exact same way. So it was super validating to hear that you are rocking it out and doing the same things that I'm doing, things the same way that I do them here. So thank you for coming and talking to us.
Of course. And thank you guys for dealing with us after the park and with ice cream and all the things.
Are you kidding? I was muted for a reason, because you know,
Like real life. It's all real life.
yeah.
Cool.
Bye, girl. Thanks so much.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Bye, boys.
Bye. Bye.
Cuties.
Awesome. Okay, well, you guys, we still have like plenty of time to hang out and chat. What's working for you guys in your business right now? Does hearing that summer analogy help you kind of feel better about heading into the summer?
Yeah, I think so. Like being home instead of working at a school, being home all year, I feel like every day is summertime.
That's fair.
Like trying to occupy my kids and like do all the things and take them outside and make sure that they expel enough energy. And so it's just like Maggie was saying, like a really good reminder for things that I feel like I know I should be doing, but I'm not necessarily implementing as consistently as I could. A lot of times I get frustrated and push my kids out of the office, but really I should be like, my son is 3.5, almost 4, and he's at the point where he can start stickering. I can release some of that. It doesn't matter if the sticker's upside down. It doesn't matter if it's crooked. Like my daughter will put stamps on crooked and it just irks me, but really as long as it goes, it doesn't matter.
I can't even tell you how long it took me to get over that. Like I'm asking them for help. Sometimes I'm paying them. So like I showed them how it needs to be done. And if it's within like the parameters, it's going to be fine. And people appreciate real life, right? They understand real life.
I need to get to that
put
point.
What'd you say,
I
Brandy?
put earrings in my
I said I need to get to that point because it is not even close to being there yet.
Yep.
Don't touch my stuff.
Kaylin, what were you saying?
my last club thank you mail, I put like a little earrings, and my daughter handpicked, like she didn't know who they were or who they were going to, but she's like, okay, this girl needs this one and this girl needs this one. So when they thanked me for their gift, I'm like, okay, Kaya handpicked that for you. She knew that you'd love it, you know, blah, 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 even though she had no idea who it was for, but they just absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I love what she said too about like not taking all the responsibility of things on yourself, because I mean, and that goes for Spency or for home life. And I think as women and moms in particular, we take everything on ourselves because we do have a certain way we like things done. And we do know, you know, we carry that load and know exactly what needs to get done all day, every day, whether it's in your business or in your home or appointments or whatever that looks like. But there are so many things that we can have our children or other people help us with. We don't have to do all of it
Right.
at all. And that's something that like my counselor has helped me with too. She's like, Maggie, that doesn't have to get done. Like you might think that it has to get done, but it doesn't actually have to get done right now in that moment today. Like you can shelf that and come back to it in the morning. And like you've got to figure out what it is that you need to do for yourself. Like for me, I make my bed every day and I go to sleep with a clean kitchen. If I wake up and I have to clean my kitchen, my whole day just, I don't know what it is about it, but like Maggie is her best self when the kitchen has been cleaned. Like morning Maggie thanks nighttime Maggie for cleaning the kitchen, just because that's just how my day just goes so much better. So I know that about myself, but that doesn't mean that I have to clean the kitchen.
Right.
Like I can ask for help with that. Like the kids can do the dishes. They can load and unload the dishwasher. They can put their own stuff away. They can clear their own plates. So like we do chores and stuff like that around here. My kids have different responsibilities, but it's the same with the business. Like, ask for help, ask them to help you, ask somebody to help you. It doesn't, if you don't have children, like, there are other options. But I think it's really easy to get stuck in that rut of, okay, these are all the things that have to get done in the day and I have to do all of them, but you don't. So that's just something that's been freeing for me. And it's nice to hear like her say that, because I don't know, like, I definitely don't homeschool my children, but there's a lot of them and there's a lot of things that have to get done. There's a lot of moving parts here. And so, like, being able to relate that way, but also like even working in small increments, we don't have to sit in our office for hours at a time. I mean, if I'm doing like all of my monthly mail at one time, then y'all spend hours on it, but I might do it over a week, not all in one day. Like, especially during the summer, I want to take my kids to the pool. I want to, put them down for a nap, get popsicles in the afternoon, hang out with, whatever. Like, I don't want to be working when they're home and we're able to hang out. So I adjust my schedule. I might work at night after they go to bed or during nap time or whatever. But I don't want to miss out on those things. I don't do Cincy to miss out on my kids' summers or vacations or weekends or even like after school time. So I mean, and thinking about like at the level that we're at with being a superstar director and having a large team, like the amount of time that I actually do work for the paycheck, you know what I mean? Like, yes, it will directly relate, but there's not a lot of places that you can go to work just a few hours a week and make the kind of money that we make. You know what I mean? So I try to be really, really efficient and effective with the little amount of time that I do have to work, because I haven't touched anything since even today. To be real honest, I just haven't, other than coming here, because I've been in appointments and meetings and Bennett had his graduation, and then he wanted me to come up to his school to go back to the party with him, and I did. Instead of coming back here and doing my samples for my monthly mailer, I'll do it later today. So we have that ability to say yes to things that are important to us because we choose Cincy. Like, we don't choose Cincy so that we can miss out on things or have to say no. Rearrange things as best as you can and fit it in where it's best for you and your family. It does not have to monopolize your life.
Yeah. So I have two things I want to touch on. When you're asking people for help, I am still working through this, setting expectations when you ask for help, like, hey, I need this done in X, Y, or Z time frame. Are you able to help me? Versus I need this done, because that means something different to somebody if they don't have the expectation of, oh, she wants me to do it right now. Okay, cool. Or I need to do it by tonight. I'm going to get it done. Awesome. So if I need something done, I need to set that expectation of the timeline. Like, I'm asking for your help and here's when I need it. So making sure you're setting those expectations so you're not setting yourself up for failure, because I've done that so many times. I've just set myself up and it's like, I asked you to help. And they were like, well, I was going to help. So that's neat. And then the missing out on, like, you don't have to be in your office for hours. And I think last summer was the first time that I really was like, why the hell am I sitting in here when my kids are out there playing? Because I thought I had to get whatever done. And again, I was setting myself up for failure with not being intentional with the time and what I actually needed to get done versus kind of fun fluff stuff. So my intention this year is to be better about that. And I know we're traveling a lot this summer, so I know when I can have those times. And I know when my kids are going to be in like day camps, and so I can plan to work during those times. And when they're home, like if stuff needs to be cleaned, they can take responsibility for whatever is theirs. I can clean my stuff. We can do it at the same time so that we're not like missing out on time together if they're hanging out on the couch and I'm not angrily like scrubbing something in the background because they're not picking up after themselves, So my intention this summer is to spend time with my family and not miss out. All this to say, I hope you like that experience.
I've been playing with the idea, or like considering the idea. I just don't know how to put it into action, about finding like a high school or middle school girl that wants some volunteer hours for her graduation resume or whatever. And then having them come for like 2 hours on a Friday afternoon or a Saturday or Sunday just to help me do some of those tedious things that do take me away from my kids for longer periods of time. But I don't know how I would be able to like report. Would I just like record their hours?
Are you talking,
You
what
know?
kind of help are you talking about?
Yes. You're talking about like stickering stuff or like putting mailers together. Like, so
Or-
Deacon is in the National Junior Honor Society. He's 13. He's in 7th grade, and they have to do so many
Service.
volunteer hours. There's also, it's called NCL, National Charity League, but I think that it has to be, I don't think it could be a business.
And that's what I was worried about, is like, how could I record it so that it is official for them, but it still benefits me at the same time? Like, because I can't afford to hire somebody to help me. Even like trading stock, it's just not, I don't think it's really at a point where I can do that right now. But I would love to have somebody who can learn how to sit and accomplish a task in a timely manner or follow directions, like learning those kinds of life skills
Okay.
through the volunteer work. But also like they could be, I mean, typing out some emails for me or typing out some project broadcast texts for the future that I can schedule, like different things like that. And then I'd go edit and make sure it's what I actually want. But that way I don't have to sit there, do all of these things, putting the mailers together, stickering, making the samples even.
I think another option, just to kind of maybe plant another seed, what else needs to get done that doesn't have to be done by you? And not just in your business. Cleaning, yard work, just hanging out with the kids. What if somebody needs volunteer hours and it's childcare? What if it's so that you can have concentrated time? I'm not sure how all of that works, but like other things to help out.
I would love for somebody to do any of the above.
So that's just to throw more ideas out there. Like helping in your business isn't the only thing that needs to get done, but not necessarily by you.
Yeah. So I used to have an assistant, and I would give her my Scentsy stuff, like my busy work that I thought was busy work, like my stickering or putting together mailers, all of that. And I would give her all of those supplies at the beginning of every month, and she would do it. Then she moved into a season of homeschooling her children. And so then she kind of gave it back to me, and I was able to really like pare down what I was doing and realized that I didn't really need to do as much as I was having her do. But on the flip side, I have a sitter that I have help me 3 mornings a week, because I also have appointments and stuff that I need to be able to get done. I need some me time. You know what I mean? Like if I need to go run an errand or whatever, I want to make the time that I do have with my kids very intentional. So it works better for me personally to have help 3 mornings a week. And that might look like a preschool for you. You know what I mean? Like a Mother's Day out preschool, if it's something that you can afford. And that's honestly, like when I started Scentsy, I just wanted to make like a little bit of money. And then it grew into, I want to be able to send my kids to like a Mother's Day out preschool. So like $200 or whatever it was. That way they could meet some friends. And that's what was important to me at the time. So that's kind of what my next goal was. And then I found that I could use that time that they were not with me to do all of my errands, to have some me time, to work. And that way I wasn't working when they were home. So for me, whether it would, I've done both, to where I had someone doing my busy work, and then I've had someone watch my children so that I can do the work myself. And I personally prefer doing it myself because I actually need that outlet. You know what I mean? Like I need a minute away from my littles sometimes, to where like I can sit and listen to a podcast or just some music and just like bang out some samples and some Happy Meal, because it's mindless. You know what I mean? Like it's really like once you get into that, it's this, we do the same thing over and over and over again. And we already have the routine. We already know how we like it, because the reality is if you have someone else do it, there is going to be things that they do wrong. And then it's your business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they address it wrong, or they add the wrong thing in there, or they don't put a sample in there that should have been in there. And it sometimes was one of those things where I was like, well, I'll just do it myself. Like I could do it better myself. Not that I wasn't appreciative of her effort, but like there is a certain way that I needed things to be done. You know what I mean? So for me, it works better to have someone take care of the kids for small little pockets of time so that I could do the work during that time, because I also, for even just for my mental health, I need that. Like, I've been putting together teacher gifts this week. I love that part of my business.
Yeah.
I want to be the one that does that. I like making my felt samples once a month and putting together the mailers, because it's a repetitive thing and it's not something that I have to think about. I just know how to do it, and I can have that time to myself. You know what I mean? So I would kind of weigh out both of those options and kind of see, because I think that you probably could, if you're looking for like a volunteer, or like even this summer, you could have like a mother's helper. You know what I mean? That's like a 5th grader that comes and plays in the sprinkler with the kids for an hour or 2 at a time, where you're still home. They're not really taking the kids anywhere necessarily. Maybe it's an hour before nap time, then put the kids down for a nap, and then you've got that second chunk of time or whatever. Because for me, sometimes at nap time, I either don't want to do anything and I need a minute and I want to like sit down and chill out, or I fill it with other things like laundry or dishes or whatever. So to say like, let's just work during nap time, like that's not, for me, that's not a thing. Because I also can't sit down and like intentionally work if there's other things that I need to do in my house. That's just the way that my brain works. I know that there's laundry that needs to be done. I know there's dishes in the sink. I know that I need to pack or whatever it is that else that I'm doing at the time, because my life is insane right now. But it's easier said than done. So I would consider both of those options and see which one will work better for you and kind of what you need. And maybe you try it both ways and see. But I think that you probably, I did mother's helper stuff when I was in 4th or 5th grade. I would walk down and help somebody and she'd give me $5 or whatever. I mean, you don't have to pay them nearly as much as you would pay like a sitter. But that way they're getting kind of, I don't know, some kids just like to do it. I just liked it. I liked getting out of my house and going and play with somebody else's kids and not my siblings. So maybe even post on your neighborhood page and just be like, these are the ages of my kiddos. I have a Scentsy business. I need to be able to have a couple hours a week when I can work. Does anybody have a responsible, whatever age range you and your husband are comfortable with? That would want to come and do like a mother's helper type of situation. I would be home. They just would really need to entertain the kids for a little bit so that I can get some work done.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just see what happens and try it for the summer. If you like it and it's financially doable for you to do more of a, I don't know, Mother's Day out, or like even find a mom friend to like, you could even do like a childcare swap. I know some people that do that where, one mom takes them for one day for 3 or 4 hours. And then on third days, you take her kids for 3 or 4 hours, and, then you're getting a chunk and she's getting a chunk and no one's having to pay anybody. And it just kind of works. You know what I mean? So there's all kinds of different options. But I would just see which one you truly want. Cause I thought I wanted somebody else to do my busy work for me. And I didn't actually. I actually just wanted someone to watch my kids so that I could do it. Cause I actually want to do that work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
See, that's where I'm at. I like doing the busy work. That brings me joy. It gives me an outlet. I can think, because like you said, it's not something you're thinking of. You're just stuffing envelopes or stamping or whatever you're doing. And so it's a time for me to like think. So I like the idea of like a mother's helper or a swap or whatever, because I like doing that work and I need to do that work. So it's a good idea.
Yeah, just try it. See what happens. There's all kinds of kids home for the summer right now that want something to do, or their mom wants them out of the house or whatever. You know what I mean? So, now's a great time to be just kind of putting out feelers and see how it goes.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, definitely going to give that a try.
Cool.
Because today's the last day of school for my neighborhood. So perfect timing.
Yeah, ours is tomorrow. We have half days all week this week. Like, who decided that? Not a mom.
Like, honestly, just do 3 full days and be done on a Wednesday instead of, our school district is changing, and almost every Wednesday next year is going to be an early release, but not every Wednesday. They changed from early release on Fridays, but they added more Wednesdays, but then except for the days that coincide with a 3-day weekend to make it. And so I'm like, listen, why don't you just do all Friday early release? Would that not have made
That's-
more sense? But they didn't put me in charge. They didn't ask me any questions.
We
How
did that
rude.
this year. This past year, we did every third Wednesday was a half day. But it was so ridiculous and annoying, especially for like, I mean, it was annoying for me, but it's really annoying for the moms that go like into an office and then have to find childcare. And so they ended up having to offer like after school care for those kids, which they did it so that the teachers could have like an afternoon to make their own appointments because they were tired of like substitutes and all that and trying to, that was the purpose behind it. Now, this next year, they're moving it to Fridays. So one Friday a month, it'll be an early release. But I'm like, ask a mom about this before you make these decisions. Because it wasn't a mom that made the decision. It was a bunch of like, it's an old man that has no concept of family schedules or childcare or any of that. None of it. Just ridiculous. Anyway, my rant.
Ours is half day every single Wednesday.
But like, why Wednesday? Why not make it Friday?
It's such a pain too. And then now Cash is switching preschools, which I'm excited because he goes in an hour earlier. He gets an extra hour than what he does now. But now Wednesdays we're switching Peyton schools. She's like, it's the same charter school, just a different location.
Yeah.
And so it's 20 minutes away. And then now he gets out at 12:30 and she gets out at 11:55. So I've got to be 40 minutes. Like, I don't know how it's going to work. Don't know how it's going to work, but we'll figure it out, I guess, for Wednesdays.
That's annoying.
Yeah. So I basically have, if I can get her literally at 11:55, then I have 35 minutes to get 40 minutes away.
Is there another mom that has kids your same age where like, because like I did that today, I picked up my friend's son from elementary and then she picked up my oldest from middle school. So we didn't both have to go out twice.
Yeah.
So is there a mom that you could
I
tag
do
team?
have a friend that her daughter is going to be going, well, she's at the same school. And I'm picking her up every Thursday and then every other Thursday. And then every other Friday, I'll take her to school. And so she said, but they only have her every other week, but she was like, I'll pick her up on Wednesdays. I'm like, you don't even have to go to the school on every single Wednesday. And she's like, it doesn't matter. You're doing me a favor. So I don't want to put that on her because she still has to drive 20 minutes and she's not even picking up her own kid, but she offered. So I'm going to see how it works. I may have to just, rely on her for
Do you
that.
know any other
It was
parents in Cash's new preschool?
No, I don't know who's there yet. We have summer camp, 5 weeks of different summer camps there. So
Okay.
maybe I'll meet some moms.
Hopefully.
So we'll make it work. But I was just like, normally she gets out at 11:40 and it wasn't going to be a big deal. I had an hour.
Yeah.
But I forgot in third grade, they bump it up 15 minutes later that she gets out.
Okay.
So she's 11:55 instead of 11:40 now.
Oh.
So that messed up my whole game. But
Yeah, look, I had a plan.
I did. It was going to work out perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Kash's school is now 10 minutes further than this current one, and they're in opposite directions. So
Of course.
I don't know what I did, but it's a better school, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It'll work out.
We will make it work.
Cool. Well, anything else you guys want to chat about? What's working in your business or how you're planning for the summer? For the SUMMER. Just looking at the acronym again. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. And if you are watching the recording, let us know if you have any questions or if there are any things that you do. Hi, that we didn't talk about because we would love to hear it. Yeah. Okay. Guys, have a rad rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.